Joining us now on the program is the Director of Operations at 42 Strong. Trent Myre is the brother of the late Tate Myre, one of four students that, of course, were lost in the tragic school shooting at Oxford High School on November 30th, 2022. 42 Strong was founded as a way to continue Tate's legacy and his impact of leadership in the community. Trent, we thank you so much for joining us today to tell us more.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Tyler. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak more about 42 Strong. So for those of you who don't know about 42 Strong, we are a peer-to-peer mentorship program based in the Oxford community as of right now. When Tate was here, he had an impact on a lot of kids and he mentored a lot of people. We didn't know this when he was actually doing it. So in the days after November 30th and the weeks after November 30th, we were getting stories, from parents, his peers, people he was mentoring about all the amazing things that he did. And so, we thought there's not a better way to let his legacy live on than to keep impacting those kids and kids he even would not impact in other communities by a peer mentorship program.
So let's go talk about what exactly this peer-to-peer mentorship program is and how it has that impact
Mm-hmm.
that you had mentioned that Tate had and had been enacting himself so quietly, but so impactfully in the Oxford
Mm-hmm.
community during his life. Tell us about the peer-to-peer mentor program and how it takes what Tate had done during his time with us and expands that out to kids across the Oxford community.
Right. So I'll kind of start how exactly we formed, then I'll go into that. So Tate mentored a kid at a local gym, ETS, and he had a rough home life, rough coming up, and Tate kind of mentored him and was there for him. And his mom had experience with nonprofits, so she came to us late December of 2021 and said, I would like to have a peer mentorship program. And of course we were in on it. Tate was all about that. So, you know, our mentees are sixth to ninth grade, and then our mentors are 10th to 12th grade. So the goal is really just to give these kids a friend, give them someone they can talk to, right? Because kids don't really want to talk to their parents. They don't want to talk to somebody that's older. They want to have someone that they can relate to. And that's all we're doing with 42 Strong. We're just trying to give these kids a platform, give them a friend that's 3 to 4 years apart from them that they can relate to, right? These kids are going through the same social media stuff. They're going through all the same stuff that they're going through right now. Parents don't exactly understand what's going on in the kid's head these days. They, maybe 30 years ago, but it's not the same as it is now. So we're just giving them a friend, a peer that they can relate to and talk to.
More information can be found on 42strongtate.org, 42strongtate.org for more information, as well as how you can become a mentee or a mentor in future years. Of course, 2022, 2023, their program is full, but you can find more information there at 42strongtate.org about how you and your kids can participate in the future as well. And just going back to the origins of this, about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned some of the bits and pieces of how this peer-to-peer mentoring program came together. But for you,
Mm-hmm.
as one of Tate's brothers, and with this organization being founded by your family, as well as many of the friends of Tate uh, that he had during his life, how did that come together into this specific organization and this specific project to continue that legacy that Tate left with us?
Yeah, it was a lot of work. We didn't know exactly what we wanted, what we were going to do. All we knew was the world needs something like this. The world needs more people like Tate, right? Not Tate in specific, but the traits that he had every single day. We have our 12 Tate traits. There are traits like trustworthy, accountable, selfless. A lot of people are losing those quality traits in their life that help the community, help the people around them. So, it started actually as kind of a sports mentoring program. That's what we started as. But we had board meetings that would go for 4 or 5 hours in early January, and we were like, a lot of these kids that are in sports already have a structure in life. They have their friends through sports and stuff. We need to reach the kids who aren't in sports, that aren't in after school clubs, right? Because those are the kids that aren't raising their hands and don't have friends, right? So, and one of the things that stuck out to us that we learned is the best part of some kids' day is, or the worst part, I'm sorry, the worst part of some kids' day is lunchtime at school. Because everybody's hanging out with their friends, but if you don't have a friend, you know, it's a very hard time for you. So, just something as simple as that. We're just trying to give these kids a friend that they can, go hang out with at lunch, right? Something as simple as that. We're just trying to make an impact, the smallest or biggest impact we can, in every kid that we can.
Joined by Trent Myre on today's edition of the Megacast, the Director of Operations at 42 Strong. You can find more information on their website, 42strongtate.org. You can also find them across social media on Twitter, 42 Strong Tate. Same goes for Facebook as well as Instagram. To find more information, keep up to date with them, and learn more about the Tate traits that Trent had just spoken to us about as well. And from the onset, Trent, it was really, I remember when this organization was founded and first hearing about it a year ago, and the initial reaction, there was a lot of excitement, and people really got involved from the jump quite significantly.
Hmm. Yeah, we've had an amazing outreach and support from the Oxford community, right? Obviously it hit our town hard, and Tate was a big part of that town and that school. So people really wanted to support 42 Strong. But not only has the Oxford community been supporting us, but we've had a lot of support from the whole nation. We had the Pat Tillman Foundation reach out, and they're a huge foundation, and they've kind of helped us, and they've almost mentored us kind of in this process, because we have a 7-person board, and we don't exactly know what we're doing. We're just kind of building the plane as we fly it. So, we're figuring this out on the fly. We just want to have an amazing program for these kids. So, and then we've also had a lot of other school districts that have reached out, Michigan and outside of Michigan, looking to have a program like 42 Strong. How can we replicate this? So that's what we're working on right now, and that's the goal for 42 Strong. We want to have, we want this thing to go across the nation, because kids need friends. And, our country's, it's hungry for a program like this.
We're joined by Trent Myre from 42 Strong on today's edition of the Megacast. And Trent, just in the year that this organization has been running this peer-to-peer mentorship program and has been doing what it's been doing, we know the impact that Tate doing a lot of these things has had on the Oxford community, on kids at Oxford High School and throughout other schools in the community. What has been the
Mhm.
impact so far from the kids that have talked back to 42 Strong, or their families who have responded on what they've gotten out of this program so far in just the year that it's been operating?
Yeah, it's been amazing feedback, right? We're having, mentees that, were shy or didn't have much friends. Now we would try to pair them with a mentor that's a little more outgoing, right? So kind of that yin yang. So we're having a lot of mentees that, parents coming out saying, my kid's a lot happier and my kid's doing better in school. And the same goes for mentors, right? The focus is obviously on the mentees. Everybody thinks what the mentee is going to get out of this program, but the mentor is getting just as much. They're having a purpose of being there for someone and doing anything that mentee would need. So yeah, and even mentors have been like, my bucket is a lot fuller now through 42 Strong, being there for my mentee.
More information can be found, as well as how you can get involved as a mentor or a mentee in the future, at 42strongtate.org. That's 42strongtate.org for more information, as well as ways that you can support the organization through their fundraisers and your own individual donations as well, and support this peer-to-peer mentorship program and other initiatives from 42 Strong now and in the future. 42strongtate.org. You can also follow them across social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 42 Strong Tate as well. Trent, you mentioned earlier on that currently this is a program that is entirely centered in the Oxford community. Any discussion or any potential in the future that this could be expanded out even further beyond the Oxford community, given that it's already having such an immense positive impact for so many
Mhm.
individuals across the board in your community?
Yeah. So yeah, we talk about this as a family a lot. We want not only do we want Tate's legacy to live on like throughout the country, but we peer mentorship needs to be a thing throughout the country, we believe. So that is definitely a long-term goal, maybe a medium-term goal. We want to perfect what we have in Oxford right now, get all the kinks out so that when we go and give this to other people who want to start one in their community, it'll be a flawless transition. So yeah, and we're already in talks with some surrounding communities and then out of state communities on how we can implement this program into their community.
And for you as one of Tate's siblings and as someone that was close with Tate and others, family, friends, others in the Oxford High School and Oxford Schools community that were close with Tate while he was with us, how has this impacted you and impacted them over this past year to see his legacy, to see his traits and the way that he worked to impact the community continue to have such a strong impact
Mhm.
on Oxford?
You know, this is the hardest thing I'm ever gonna have to go through, right? Tate, we all love Tate, and he was kind of the cornerstone of our family and a lot of his friend groups. He kind of was the glue that held everything together. There's stories about when his guy and girlfriend groups would be fighting, and he would just say, "Guys, like this is pointless. Let's just all come together and let's just do this." So, I'm proud of the work that he put in. We didn't know all the stuff that he was doing when he was here, and I'm just beyond proud of the work that he put in and how selfless he was, and I just want to carry on that legacy.
More information can be found on 42 Strong by visiting their website, 42strongtate.org, 42strongtate.org, for information on their peer mentorship program, Tate's Traits, fundraisers, and how you can help the organization directly through your donations as well. 42strongtate.org, and you can also find them across social media at 42 Strong Tate. Trent, before we let you go, anything else that you'd like us to know at this time or keep in mind about 42 Strong?
I would say so. We have a saying of with our 12 Tate traits. Go to our website or social media, pick one of those traits, and just strive to get better at that trait every single day. Right? If that's accountable. Okay, I'm going to be accountable at school. I'm going to be accountable at work. I'm going to be accountable with my family. Right? And if you do that, we can all work together to make this world a better place.
Trent, we appreciate you joining us and telling us more about 42 Strong. Thank you so much today.
Thank you for having me.